We had followed Governor Kim Reynolds last year when she went down to the Texas-Mexican border with some other Republican governors as they were criticizing President Biden for so many migrants wanting to try to get into the U.S. Customs and Border Protection reported that more than 2 million migrants have been detained this year. It is already a record. The year's not finished here. Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis used his state's taxpayer money to fly migrants from Texas and then eventually deliver them to Martha's Vineyard. Congresswoman Hinson says border security does deserve more attention.
We have seen just an absolute crisis that has been created by this administration's policies. I've introduced legislation to make sure that federal taxpayer dollars are not going to transport illegal immigrants into the interior. I think that's important. But unfortunately, the Biden administration has abused taxpayers in this process. They have brought people into our communities under the cover of darkness, which I think was inappropriate. What has happened, obviously, with that situation is just, I think, a taste of what our southern border communities are dealing with every single day. And what it does do is highlight that this is a situation that must be dealt with at our southern border. When they're calling in the National Guard after one day, imagine what the communities in Texas have been dealing with every single day for years. So what we need to do is get back to the policies that worked. We need to secure our southern border. We need to make sure we're giving our Customs and Border Patrol agents the resources that they need to do their job. The cartels continue to win that battle at our southern border. Now they are bringing in fentanyl into the country and designing it to look like candy. So we've introduced legislation to counter that and add enhanced penalties to those who try to traffic those drugs to minors. So there are so many problems at our southern border. I appreciate anyone who's willing to spotlight the failures of this administration. We have a president who has turned a blind eye to what's happening at the southern border. We have a vice president who has continued to, masquerade as being a border czar, but has not actually been to the border and talked with these Customs and Border Patrol agents herself. I have. So I would encourage our administration to continue to listen to their constituents who are sounding the alarm on these policies and failures at our southern border. I am on board with coming up with any solution that's going to help make our country more secure and also eventually look at legal immigration reform, because that's something we clearly need to work on.
So would you support Governor Reynolds doing what Governor DeSantis did by using Iowa taxpayer dollars to transport people from one state to another?
Yeah, I think the point's been made, and I know our governor has made her stance very clear on, making sure we're sending a state patrolman down to our southern border to help keep them secure. I think that was the right move in this case because there is an impact on our state. Iowans are less safe because of the situation at the southern border. I've talked with local law enforcement who've had direct exposure to fentanyl and had to have one of their officers treated because of that exposure. So it is ending up in our backyard, and we need to do everything we can to make sure we are securing our border and stopping the cartels from winning this battle, because right now they are making billions of dollars off the suffering of people, and that's something that I think every Iowan and American is waking up to.
Okay, I can't tell from your answer. Are you saying you approve a governor doing this or you don't? Is this the right way to do this?
I don't think we need to be flying illegal immigrants into the interior. Again, I've made my stance very clear on that. But I think what I appreciate about the governor's doing is continuing to talk about what's happening at the southern border, and that this administration continues to fail in addressing this in any meaningful way.
Up next in the Quick Six, what she hopes to do if she can join the majority next year.